We'll come into a comfortable cross-legged position. You can opt to grab a folded blanket to place underneath your sit bones to elevate your hips. Since we're taking our class against the wall, you can scoot your hips all the way back and then let your spine lengthen up right against the wall so even the back of your head is touching. Once your spine is straight, gently close your eyes and allow your knees to drop down on top of your feet. With eyes closed, gently take a deep breath in through your nose and a long, slow exhale out. Inhale, lengthen the back of your neck up towards the sky. And exhale, send your breath back down into your hips. Here we begin our practice and allow ourselves to arrive into our space fully. As you sit here, feel the heaviness in your hips. Be supported underneath by the blanket and the floor. As you inhale, let your body lengthen. And as you exhale, feel the outer edges of your body gently relax and soften. As we come into our first pose, we let the rhythm of our breath gently quiet down excessive chatter in our minds. Breathing into your belly, feel it expand out wide like a balloon. And as you exhale, gently feel your belly squeeze back in toward your spine, releasing the air out. Throughout our practice, we will continue this long, slow, deep, and continuous breath. Keeping your attention to your breath allows you to stay focused. When you're ready, slowly take a deep breath in and gently open your eyes. From here, we'll cross over the shins and come on to all fours. If you had the blanket, remove the blanket off to the side. Make your way onto your belly and bend your knees. Bring your knees all the way back to the wall and send your shins and toes up to the ceiling. Keep your knees in line with your hips. And slowly slide your elbows so they stack right below your shoulders. Spread your fingers out wide and gently relax your belly down. We take a moment here in Sphinx pose. Option to continue the shape throughout the rest of the next few minutes, or listen for an alternative if you would like to go deeper into a shoulder opening stretch. To come out of this pose and into a shoulder opening stretch, we'll move into shoelace arms. Gently cross at your biceps and bring your left arm forward and your right arm behind. Keep your palms facing up and try to cross as deeply as you can. Let your head drop all the way down and relax towards the floor if it's comfortable. Relax the back of your arms. Keep your palms facing up. And you should feel a deeper stretch through the outside of your right shoulder. You can stay in this shape, or if it's too uncomfortable, just opt to move back into Sphinx pose. Take a deep breath in, and a long, slow exhale. Let the weight of your chest gently press down into your arms. Feel your belly breathe in and out into the floor as you lay here. From here, we'll slowly transition out of shoelace arms and into the opposite side. If you're still in Sphinx pose, option to stay exactly as you are. If you took shoelace the first round, let's go ahead and slowly unwind the arms. Bring your forearms back to the mat, back to where they started in Sphinx. And we'll gently take the other side. When you're ready, cross your right arm in front of your left arm. Cross as deeply as you can at your biceps. Keep your palms of your hands facing up. As you exhale, slowly release the weight of your chest onto your biceps and relax your arms completely. You can let your head drop all the way down towards the floor, relaxing your neck. Notice the difference on the outside of your left shoulder as you move into our second side. Inhale and feel the expansion of your breath into the back of your ribs. And as you exhale, let yourself melt down into the floor even more. Continue this breathing pattern in through your nose, belly expands into the floor. And exhale, relax your pelvis, your arms even more. If you're in Sphinx pose, feel your belly drop down into the ground as you take a gentle press down with your forearms into the floor, keeping your chest nice and high. Stay with your breath as we continue to hold for a few more long, slow cycles. From here, let's take a deep breath in and slowly begin to unwind your arms if you're in shoelace arms. We'll meet back into Sphinx pose onto the forearms. And from here, slowly roll onto your back so the top of your head is facing inwards and you're gazing towards the wall. Our next shape will come into a figure 4 stretch at the wall. Place your feet on the wall, feet in line with your knees, and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Bring your arms out wide to a T, and slowly feel the outer edge of your right hip begin to expand and relax. To go deeper into the stretch, you can scoot your hips closer to the wall and that left heel a little bit further down towards the floor. If this is too intense, walk yourself a little bit further away from the wall and send your toes higher than your knee of that left leg. Once you find a spot where the stretch is deep enough, where you feel the length and a little bit of resistance, Hold here. And each exhale breath, begin to soften the areas where you feel the resistance. In our yin and restorative practice, we want to completely relax the body. Don't allow for any grip in your joints, in your muscles, or even in your face. Maintain the shape, but relax the body completely. Feel the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. Deep breath in to let your belly rise, and a long, slow exhale out to release. From here, we'll slowly transition into a twist. Keep your right ankle over your left thigh. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly drop your right foot all the way down to the floor onto the left. You can slide your left shin down against the wall so your left knee points to the left and the bottom of your left toes and your foot points to the right. Maybe your left shin is pressing against the wall. Take a moment here, and you can bring your right hand to your right thigh and gently press your knee away so it points up to the ceiling. Feel that space, and then exhale, release your right arm away and let your knee fall wherever it lands. Maybe your right foot is planted to the floor on the left, or maybe the heel is lifted. As you hold the twist, let your belly relax completely. Keep your right shoulder, the right side of your ribs, down to the ground. And gently feel that release through your lower back. If the neck allows, you can lift your head and slowly rotate your closed-eyed gaze over your right arm. Even though our belly is slightly constricted by this twist, keep your breath slow, full, and continuous. If your head is turned, slowly inhale, lift your head up, and rotate your head back through center. Bring your figure four legs back up to where they began, so your left foot is up on the wall and your right ankle is crossed over your left thigh. We'll now move into our second side. Place your right foot on the wall and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. If you can, start with the knee in line with the ankle and the knee stacked over your hip on the right side. Each side is different, so notice if you need to make any adjustments so you get a nice deep stretch, but no pain. You can send your right heel further down to the bottom of the floor and scoot your hips closer for a deeper stretch. Or, to release out, just walk your right toes up a little bit higher and send your hips further away from the wall. Feel the left knee gently open away towards the wall and away from your belly. Bring your arms out to a T and feel that left ankle gently press into the fleshy part of your right thigh. Keep your breath slow and full, and feel the freedom of your belly as it rises and falls with your breath. Since we're now taking this left side, notice how this feels compared to our first side. Without judgment or comparison, just notice. From here, we'll slowly release into our twist. Keep your left ankle over your right thigh. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your left foot drop all the way down to the right as you release your right knee, shin, and foot down to the floor. Your right knee will point to the right, and your right toes will point to the left. Maybe your shin is up against the wall. You can bring your right hand to your left thigh and just gently point your knee up for a moment towards the ceiling, creating a little bit more space in that left hip. As you exhale, release your hand away and just let your knee land wherever it likes to go. That left foot might be planted to the floor, or there might be some space underneath the heel. To complete the twist, if it's okay, on your neck, lift your head up and rotate your head over the left shoulder. Otherwise, keep your head through center. As you relax into the twist, feel your left shoulder, your left ribs, drop down towards the ground as the top side of your left hip moves towards the right. Let your belly be full and your breath continuous. Deep breath in. Maybe you feel your belly gently press against that top thigh. Long, slow exhale out. Let your spine, the left side of your shoulder, and your ribs relax a little bit more down into the ground. Continue that feeling of relaxation and surrender into the twist. If your head is turned, gently rotate your head up and back through center. Inhale, begin to lift your left knee over to the left and bring your figure four legs back up onto the wall. You can release your left foot from your right thigh, and we'll move into our next pose. We'll now come into a wall squat. Option to use a folded blanket underneath your lower back for a little bit more support. Otherwise, you can keep your back flat against the mat. Have your hips a few inches away from the wall. Plant your feet on top of the wall and angle your toes so they're a little bit wider than your heels. Imagining You're standing on the wall in a squatting position. Open up your feet so they're at least the same distance as your knees, or maybe even a little bit wider than your knees. To go deeper, bring your feet further apart and scoot your hips a little bit closer to the wall. To release, send your hips further away from the wall, and don't take such a large bend into the knees. Find a shape that feels comfortable to you. Bring your arms out wide to a T, and keep your closed-eyed gaze up towards the ceiling. Imagine there are sticky pads on the bottom of your feet. Your feet gently stay in place on the wall as gravity allows the knees to open up and sink down towards the ground. Relax your legs completely, but maintain that stance with your feet firmly planted. As time goes by, you can relax the feet a little bit more. Don't allow them to slide down the wall. But if they do, maybe allow this shape to become a new one and continue to widen the hips and send the knees out and away. Relax your face and breathe deeply. From here, we'll move into our final pose, which we can take either legs up the wall or lying out flat. This will be our Shavasana, our final pose. If you're taking legs up the wall, you can bring a folded blanket to your lower back so it supports the arch, and there is a slight dropping sensation of the tailbone down between the blanket and the wall. Extend your legs up and let your toes relax. Heels are touching the wall. You can keep your feet and ankles hip distance apart, so there is some space in between both legs. Bring your arms out wide to a T. Take a little rock side to side with your head as you draw your chin down toward your chest to lengthen the back of your neck. If you would rather just lie flat on the ground for this final pose, go ahead and scoot yourself away from the wall and come into traditional Shavasana, legs and arms extending out from the center of the body. Now that we're in our last shape, make sure that you're completely comfortable so you can relax and sink through the floor. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the weight of your body sink down. Release any gripping sensation in the corners of your eyes, corners of your mouth, and center of your forehead. Let the rhythm of your breath guide your body into a place of deep relaxation and ease. Option to stay here as long as you want. Otherwise, listen for the cue to come out of this shape Allow your breath to be natural and focus your attention to your breath. When you're ready to release, gently begin to deepen your breath even more. If your legs are up the wall, you can bend your knees, slowly roll onto your right side. Take a pause there. When you're ready to sit up, gently press into your top hand and slowly rise into a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes low or closed. Once your spine is tall, take a long, slow, deep breath in and a long, slow exhale out. And when you're ready to complete your practice, gently open your eyes. Namaste.